He called me on a Wednesday. I was 2 states away, shaking hands with a client when his voice crawled through the phone, smug and sharp. I'm divorcing you. Already sold the apartment. Starting fresh with my new girlfriend. Enjoy looking for a new place. Then he laughed. I kept my tone even, neutral, a simple, sounds good. That silence that followed wasn't confusion. It was disappointment. He wanted me to beg to break. I didn't give him the satisfaction. He hung up thinking he'd won. But I was already writing the ending of his story. We met 5 years ago. I was fresh out of grad school. He was all charm and ambition, the kind of man who lit up a room with his confidence. I mistook that light for warmth. He used to bring me coffee at midnight when I studied, swearing he loved the way my mind worked. I believed him. I built my life around the idea of us, but charm fades. Habits reveal. Love curdles when the person holding it thinks they've trapped you. The first sign, he stopped looking at me when I spoke. Then came the late nights at work, the careful guarding of his phone, the smell of a perfume I never wore. I confronted him once. He smiled, kissed my forehead, and said, "You're imagining things." That smile became my alarm bell. So I stopped confronting and started watching. The night I knew for certain, he left his laptop open. Her name was there, her face, their messages, cheap promises dressed as passion. It was the strangest thing. My heart didn't break. It hardened. No tears, no shouting, just a quiet acceptance. The man I married had underestimated me. That was his first mistake. The second was thinking he could strip me of everything and walk away untouched. I started planning slowly, carefully. He thought he was clever selling the apartment, but he forgot the papers were still in both our names. That meant the sale couldn't finalize without my signature. So, while he played house with his new toy, I quietly contacted the realtor, froze the process, and locked every cent in escrow under legal review. Next, I visited the bank. The joint accounts were drained by me. I transferred everything to an account in my name only, perfectly legal, perfectly timed. Then I called his new girlfriend. I didn't scream. I didn't accuse. I just dropped a line he couldn't undo. By the way, he never mentioned his debt problem, did he? I left her with just enough truth and just enough lies to let suspicion grow like a weed. He thought he had me cornered, but I'd already built my escape. When I returned home, I found him waiting. He was standing in the doorway of the apartment he thought he'd sold, arms crossed, wearing that same smug grin. "Didn't expect you back so soon," he said. I brushed past him, calm. "Didn't expect you to still be here." Confusion flickered in his eyes just for a second. I set the paperwork on the counter. The sale fell through. Title's still in my name. Bank accounts are empty. And your girlfriend? She knows about the debts. She'll be calling any minute now. His smile slipped, but I wasn't done. I also had the locks changed. I slid the new key into my purse, which means after tonight you won't be walking back in. He laughed, but it was hollow now, desperate. "You can't just, oh, I can." And I did. The moment hung heavy between us. His face shifted, anger, disbelief, panic, all scrambling to find footing. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. I leaned closer, my voice calm, steady. "You wanted freedom. Congratulations. You're free. Broke, homeless, and alone. Exactly what you earned." For the first time since I'd known him, he didn't have a comeback. He stormed out that night with nothing but the clothes on his back. Later, I poured myself a glass of wine and stood by the window, watching the city lights blur against the glass. People think revenge feels like fire. It doesn't. It feels like silence, like finally breathing after holding your breath for too long. I didn't destroy him with rage. I dismantled him with precision, piece by piece, until all that remained was the truth he tried to bury, that I was never the weak one. He called me again weeks later, voice begging. I let it ring until it stopped. He found out the hard way who took his place. Me, the woman he thought he could throw away. The woman who walked out stronger. The woman who doesn't look back.